Hey, long time no see. I'm over here at the light table, and I'm preparing to take some photos of these items over here. A few months ago, while I was at the dump, I found this big lot of William Johnstone books. There was probably, I don't know, 20 or more in there. Here's some more over there. What I'm going to do is just try to photograph them and sell them in one lot. They'll go media mail, so it'll be okay. And then I got a little bit of Jim stuff over here. I've got a chopper that I have to list of mine. I think that's one of Jim's items there. I think this is going to do pretty well. This is a replacement tail light for a GMC Sierra. I ended up paying $5 for that at the More Than a Thrift. At this point, Papa will take anything he can get. Alright, so I just got done setting up this big lot of Western books that I found. I believe there's a total of 28 of them. And I was just thinking to myself when I saw them that, if somebody sees a lot of 28 of these, it's going to be an instant collection. And it looks like there's a lot of good reading here. I'm not really sure how much these books are going to sell for in this lot. But what I'll do is I'll insert a photo in the video and you can see what they're selling for in lots. Hey, how's it going? It's the next day and I'm just kind of hanging out. I picked up a few things at the dump today. Thursday, I went out to the Salvation Army, and I went to the dump. And before Thursday, I actually stayed home for 2 weeks and didn't go anywhere. We had kind of a humdinger of snowstorms and ice and all kinds of junky weather, and I just decided that I didn't even want to go, and jeopardize my van or anything. So I just stayed home and worked on some merchandise. If you guys remember, I had all kinds of stuff over here on the floor, and basically I just went through and listed everything for the most part, except for that container over there that's got a few items in it. But and this box right here that I picked that up at the dump one time, and it's a steamer. I got to test that, and these items over here, of course. But this floor was packed full of stuff, and I couldn't even walk. It was all up here, and it was bad. And there was that container right there, like one of those containers over here. There was one over here, and it was full to the brim. And I just went ahead and, listed whatever I could list. If it was like something that was no good, then I put it in the donation pile to go to my local dump. So for like 2 weeks straight, I just came out here every day and started listing items. I was taking photos and listing things for parts or repair or whatever. I've also been listing a lot of stuff for my friend Jim. Back in September when we were tackling that hoarder house, he entrusted me with a lot of his items to sell for him. And just because I've been so backed up, I haven't really been able to list a lot. But I've been listing some items and we've been making some decent money. I still got a bunch more of his stuff, and it's probably going to take a while to list it. Not to mention I've got 2 other friends that I need to work on their stuff. It's just so difficult because, as you guys have seen, there's a lot of stuff out there. But we're just kind of, going with the flow, doing what we can do. I need to go through this table and find out what can I sell, what can I throw away, what's what, Also, last week was the 5th anniversary of my mother passing, and I kind of got a little bit emotional over the last couple of weeks. I've just kind of been working through that. My mother and I were best friends. We talked about everything. We made each other laugh. And, she was a very special person to me. 5 years just kind of went by like that. I do have some photographs, and, she was just a very special lady to me. I often feel that when nobody else in the world even wanted to know who I was, she was right there. And no matter how much the two of us got on each other's nerves, eventually we always came back. So I've kind of just been taking it easy this winter, trying to get caught back up. I got into a situation where there was stuff everywhere where I couldn't even walk anymore. And the YouTube videos were taking up just so much time. And I figured, maybe that's time that I should be listing and taking photographs and all that stuff. Also, I've been losing some weight. I got up to almost 600 pounds, and back in 2015, I was at 614 pounds, and I was at probably the most unhappiest place that I've ever been. And back in 2018, I ended up losing a lot of weight. I lost like over 200 pounds, and I had gotten under 400 pounds. You know, it was looking like I was eventually going to get back to like 200 pounds again. And it's been like 25 years since I've been there. But I really wanted to put more time into taking care of myself and trying to lose that weight, trying to get healthy. When it comes to eating garbage foods, your pal Big Josh is on it. But as of lately, I've been staying away from all of the sugary foods and carbohydrates and all of that garbage. And we've just been eating a lot of healthy foods and no fried foods, no junk food. And I'm happy to report that I checked my weight today and I'm down to about 557 pounds. So I've lost nearly 40 pounds. So I figured I would just, put time into, eating right and getting caught back up on eBay. The spring's coming soon, so there'll be more garage sales and everything. I just got to watch my time because there's probably 150 things I'd like to do, but unfortunately, you only get 24 hours in the day. I mentioned earlier that every night I've been listing something. Last night it was the books and those other items, but tonight it's these Kelly Club dolls. Back in September, I picked them up at that big garage sale they had indoors at the Catholic Church. They're definitely vintage, and I think I could probably get about $200 plus shipping. I'm just going to throw them up there and see what happens. They're actually also Christmas decorations, so I might have to wait on these for a while. Hey guys, I'm over here hanging out, doing a little bit of work. And it's Thursday night. I've got a few items that I need to get listed. This is one of Jim's items that I need to sell. Then we've got this grinder over here. I also went out to the garage and got a food processor, so I'm going to be listing this bowl and lid. I picked up this chessboard probably about 4 or 5 months ago. I got it for $3, and my goodness, look how dirty this thing is. It's just been sitting on the shelf, and it needs to be cleaned up, and I got to get it listed. I'm at the point now where I feel very motivated to list items, and that's mainly because I'm trying to get stuff out of here. Today when I was at the Salvation Army, I gave my buddy a record player. It was a nice Sony record player, but I'm never going to use it. So he loves vintage electronics, and he's always looking out for me. So it was just a cool little gift. I'm looking things up every day, and the things that aren't worth selling, they're just getting donated to the dump or thrift store. I'm just getting rid of them. I ended up going to the Salvation Army today, and I did find a few items, and they were actually pretty good items. I need to get all the stuff out of the van because I've got stuff that I got last week and this week, and I want to just get it out and try to show you guys what I found. It's quite a bit of stuff, but the van's packed, and I need to get it freed up a little bit. Today ended up being a really good day for sales. I sold my friend Jim's laptop today for $375. Plus shipping, so we're going to make a little bit of money on that. I've also been selling some other smaller items. I sold a sealed digital converter box today. It sold for $40 free shipping. The other day I sold a camera for like $140 plus shipping. So I've had some good sales days this week. I think I'm at like $1,200 for the week, so it's been a solid week. I was down at the basement today and I grabbed 7 more of Jim's items. And I'm going to try to get those listed possibly tonight, but definitely by tomorrow because I've got them on the freezer in the mudroom, and my dad's probably going to want to get in there. So I'm going to have to make the space. I ended up going to the More Than a Thrift store. I think I found just one item. I also went to the dump, and I only found like a $15 item. So not fantastic, but it's okay. But for right now, I think I'm going to get this stuff listed before bed, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. We're supposed to be having a snowstorm come in tomorrow. I was getting like warnings on my cell phone. It might be a great day to list tomorrow, and if it snows, maybe I'll just get some good footage. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey, good evening. It's Friday night, and I'm hanging out here at the light table. We ended up getting about a foot of snow today, and I didn't do a single thing. In fact, neither did the mailman because I put a request in last night, and nobody came out here today to pick up my mail. But hopefully tomorrow somebody will come and pick this stuff up. I've had some type of sinus infection now for well over a month. They come and go with me during the winter time, so I just haven't been feeling 100%. I've been trying to take it easy as best as possible. I'm taking photos of this Salad Master grinder. It's got a couple of extra cones that I'm throwing in. These actually come from a KitchenAid, and they just won't sell, so I'm just going to throw them in. I'm also working on this great big Lego set. It is absolutely filthy, and it's been sitting on my shelf about 3 years. I got this item back in my OG Savers days. That's back in the day when I used to get there open and stick around for about 5 hours and just grab all the good stuff that got put out for like 5 hours. I did that like every day. So one day I walked in and I went back to the toy area, and this thing was sitting on the shelf, so they must have just put it out. It was like $15. I think I probably got like a 20% coupon. So I think I paid like, I don't know, like $12 for it or something. I remember when I first got this set, I looked in and there were these sealed bags, so that's why I ended up buying it. I figured for $15 I could part it out. But it looks like every single one of these bags is still sealed, with the exception of that bag over there. So unfortunately I'm going to have to sell this as is or for parts, but I think the fact that all of these parts are sealed, I think this will probably help the item do well. Now, if this was actually brand new and sealed, these are selling for really, really good money. I think I saw some were selling for between $300 and $400 plus shipping, but sadly, I don't know what's missing or what's not. I saw that some people were selling these in pre-owned condition for over $200, so maybe I can put mine up there for like $249.95 and just kind of see what happens. I still think that $12 was a really good deal for this item. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we'll make some good money. Good evening. I'm over here at the light table and I'm just taking some photos of some products. A few days ago, I went ahead and grabbed 7 more items from the basement, and I just took photos of them and I'm getting ready to list them. With this particular merchandise, I do have a business partner and we're splitting the profits. So the profits on a lot of this stuff is not huge, but basically we've sold so much stuff that we're just so far into the profit right now. I still have a bunch of items from that project that I'm working on. It's a long job, but the profits are good. Just 2 days ago, I sold a $375 laptop from that project, and today I sold a $125 plus shipping small item, and we've had a bunch of those. And I'm sure I still have quite a few things like that left. I just gotta dig. What I'm going to try to do right now is go out to the van and try to clear it out. I think I brought this up earlier in the video, but I've got like 2 weeks full of stuff in the van that I need to just clean out and get in here and probably get some of it listed. So I'm going to go get some work done, and hopefully I can do a little video recording tonight. Hey, how's it going, guys? It's the next day. It's actually Sunday night. Sadly, I wasn't able to do any kind of video work last night. I did end up unloading the van, but by the time I got done doing that, I was beat. Your old pal, Big Josh, was wiped. Plus, I've got this bronchitis going on, and I've got like an ear infection. I'm probably going to go over to the doctor this week, and, you know, this thing's been going on and off for months, and hopefully they can give me something for it. Maybe they can give me you know, some kind of antibiotic or whatever. Anyway, I'm finally in a position where I can show you guys the stuff that I bought over the last couple of weeks. Now keep this in mind. Where I live, there's not a lot of opportunity to go thrifting, and in the wintertime, obviously, you know, in New England, there's not going to be any garage sales, and usually no estate sales either. So pretty much 6 months out of the year, I'm really hitting the sourcing hard, you know, when the garage sales are available and there's estate sales, and, you know, I'll spend all day long going out and finding stuff. But during the winter time, it's just, you know, very hit or miss, and it's just not worth it to go out sourcing all the time. So I just, you know, go out to the dump. Luckily, we have a dump locally where you can go and there's free stuff to be found. Now, the quality can be good. I would say it's just very random. But anyway, I've just been going to the Salvation Army on Thursdays, and then I usually just hit the dump on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But because of the weather, a lot of times I won't go anywhere. So there's 2 weeks I didn't go anywhere at all. I just kind of took a break and I stayed home and I listed a lot and I ended up making some pretty good money selling some stuff. But over the last 2 weeks I've gone thrifting some more and I've just been piling it in the van, and here it is. So I'm not going to show you this stuff in the order that I bought it because I can't really remember exactly which days I got everything. But I pretty much remember where I got it from. What I'll try to do is throw some comps somewhere up top and show you what other sellers have been selling these items for. I actually found this at the dump. It's a vintage Chadwick set of 4 coin counters. Believe it or not, these actually do really well. I've sold the vintage red ones for $20, $25 many times. I don't know what this will go for, but it was free at the dump. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I picked this up, I believe it was last week at the Salvation Army. It's a Ninja coffee maker. It does have the carafe, but it's all the way in the back, and I don't feel like digging it out. This had a price tag of $5 on it, so I ended up paying $4.25 with a 15% discount. With this item right here, I'll sell the carafe, and there's a couple pieces on here that I'll pull off. I think it's this tank right here, maybe this. But I know I'll make okay money. I could probably sell that carafe for about $20 or $25 plus shipping on its own. The other day when I was at the Salvation Army, I saw this big box of books sitting over there, and I immediately recognized them. They're just some old encyclopedias, and I know that you can actually sell these in a lot, so I looked them up, and I saw that there was a little bit of profit to be made on them. I believe it has number 1 through 20, and then there are a couple little extras. But for free, I think I'll do okay. I think it was last week when I was at the dump, I found this big box of books. I've had really, really good luck selling lots of books like this. There's one, I believe it's called the Babysitter's Club. That does okay. There's several like this. I believe they're made by like Apple Publishing. But this one I've never sold before. It's called the Boxcar Children. And I saw that there was just a big lot of them. So I looked them up and it looked like these are selling for decent money in lots. So what I'll end up doing is just taking a photo of all of them, and should do okay. I also picked this up yesterday at the dump. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's called a launch port. It's pretty heavy. It's some type of base station. I don't know exactly what it does. It's got some plugs. Looks like this is an international plug. There's a little charger and some other cables. It was free, so I grabbed it. I went ahead and looked it up, and it looked like they were selling for a little bit of money. So hopefully, I'm just going to sell it as is or for parts and see what happens. About a week ago, I was at the Salvation Army, and they had a bunch of camera stuff. And they were selling these like new old stock battery chargers and just different types of digital camera battery chargers and stuff. And most of them are Canon brands, but there's some other different items too. They were getting $1 a piece for these, so I ended up buying all of them. I also found this item. It's a portable phone amplifier. It was only 85 cents. I looked it up and it was worth getting. There was also this vintage deep fryer. This was $3.40, and it looks like it's in decent shape. It definitely has a really cool vintage look, and I think it'll probably do okay. It's not too big, so it'll be really easy to ship. When I was over at the dump, I found this item right here. It's a 4-piece pedal pads and shifter set. I think that's the only thing I found that day. I got this Ninja at the Salvation Army. They had $7 on it, so I got it for $7 minus 15%. I don't know how much this will sell for. It is kind of an odd color. I figured for $7 I should do okay. With that camera stuff, they had a $1 box and a $5 box. This was in the $5 box, and it's an Olympus Trip 35. They don't sell for a ton of cash, but I figured for $5 I can make something on it. These were in the $5 camera box. These are Canon Vertical Grip V G10s. Don't really know what they do. I paid $4.25 a piece for them. Hopefully I'll get my money back. It might have been a bad buy. Last week when I was at the Salvation Army, I saw that they had these Food Saver containers. They're Food Saver, but these are called snail containers. And they were $6 for a set of 4. You got these 2 larger ones, and then there are these 2 smaller ones. So last week, I actually forgot to pick them up. I said if they're there when I come back next week, then it was meant to be. If not, that's fine too. And so I went there and they were still there, so I went ahead and grabbed them up. I think I could probably get between $40 and $45 plus shipping for them. I found this TI-84 Plus calculator. Unfortunately, it's missing the cover, the battery cover, and it does have a green slide cover, but it appears to be working fine, and it was only $2.55. Should do okay with this. One day last week, while I was at the dump, I found some pretty good ink. This is a 950 XL 2-pack black. It's still sealed in the original package, and this particular item has a best buy of February 2020. So it is a little bit older, but I think I should be able to get about 40 bucks for this. There was also this Canon 246 XL color. It is sealed, but it doesn't have the box. I'm thinking maybe 25. Then one day when I was at the More Than a Thrift store, I found this guy right here for 4 bucks. This particular ink is the 226. It's a Canon. This sells for between 25 and 30. There's also a 225. I think this might be 15. And there's 2 sealed yellows in here. I might be able to sell those for like 10 bucks. I found this Pampered Chef item over at the Salvation Army. It had $2 on it, but I got it for $1.70 with my 15% discount. This isn't a big money maker, but I said, what the hell. This is a pretty good item. This is some type of nozzle. It's made by Honeywell. They make a lot of things like sprinkler systems for buildings and alarm systems and stuff. This nozzle actually sells for pretty good money. This was at the dump, so I didn't pay anything for it. I found this big Ninja over there one day. They had $8 on it, but I ended up getting it for $6.80, I believe. The only problem is one of the little teats is knocked off this. So you can close it, but it doesn't stay on right. It's probably going to affect the value a little bit, but I think somebody will still want the parts. I'm not sure how the motor's going to do. This will probably sell for like $35, $40, and then I'll be able to sell the blade. And there's also another blade in there. I'll have to take a look at this. I'm not sure exactly what that's for, but we'll see. I think I actually picked this up at the dump yesterday. All it is a carafe for a Techni Vorm. Never heard of it before, but I do well with carafes usually. I went ahead and looked it up, and it looks like the machines actually go for like a couple $100s. So I figured if somebody's going to pay that much for a machine, you know, they would buy the carafe. So I looked it up, and it looks like these are selling for about $30 plus shipping. So should do okay with this. It was free, which is always good for me. I'm sorry about the dirty shirt, guys. I've been working out in the garage, and it is slam full of dust out there. I got this one day when I was at the Salvation Army. It was $2, so I got it for $1.70, and all it is it's like a little strainer and bowl. It's made by a company called West Bend. They make a lot of vintage items. This doesn't sell for a whole lot of money, but this kind of thing does sell a lot. So I went ahead and picked it up, and I think I could probably sell it for about $15 or $16 plus shipping. It'll be pretty easy to ship. I can just put it in a large mailing box. It's not that heavy. It should do okay. I found this frying pan at the dump. This is actually a really nice frying pan. It's made by a company called Wagner. They make a lot of cast iron skillets and whatnot. This is Wagner of Sydney. This is the 4506M. And this was free at the dump, so I should be able to sell this for probably about $20, $25 plus shipping. I also got this vintage game from one of my friends at the Salvation Army. It's called Pigmania. I think it's probably from the 50s or 60s. It's actually going to be a consignment, so whatever I make, we'll split the profits 50-50. I think I saw these selling for like between $15 and $40. I don't know if everything's complete. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, but I should be able to make a few bucks on it. So yesterday when I was at the dump, I actually ended up finding a few items, and they weren't half bad items either. I found a lot of gaming stuff, and I mean like board games, not video games, but I found these Catan games, and these are selling for okay money. There's 2 different sets here. I'm not exactly sure how much they sell for, but probably a few bucks. There was also this one right here. It's the Settlers of Catan. I've always done really well with Catan games, but usually I find them like in brand new condition. But I believe I've actually sold used ones too. These were all free, so this was a really good deal. I should be able to make some good money on this. There was also this one right here. This is Traders and Barbarians. It does have a little bit of damage up here, but for the price, I ain't complaining. There are also these 3 games right here. These are, I guess, Marvel Civil War, Age of Ultron, and Spider-Man, and they're Dice Masters. I couldn't find anything on eBay. I'm going to have to probably dig a little deeper. I figured if they're not worth anything, I can just take them back to the dump. They also had this thing right here, some kind of Marvel thing, and it was like selling for like $8 plus shipping. I thought this was actually pretty cool. It looks like it's just a bunch of extra Dice Master dice. I don't know what they go to, but you know, it came in a case and everything. This has probably got to have some kind of value. What I'll do is I'll just look it up and see what I can find out about it. At the very least, I bring it all back to the dump. Here's a really nice waffle maker that I found over at the Salvation Army last week. I think I paid $4 for this, minus discount, so I paid about $3.40. It looks like it's in good shape, and they sell for really good money on eBay. This over here is a Victorio number 200. Unfortunately, this item does not appear to be complete. It has a couple of little items over here. I think it's some type of juicer, but I looked around and it's missing a bunch of parts. The individual parts have some value, so I'll end up just parting it out, trying to make a few dollars. I think that pretty much covers everything that I picked up over the last couple of weeks. I'm probably going to try to work on this stuff tomorrow and just try to get as much listed as possible and try to find out a little bit more information on some of these items that I'm unfamiliar with. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to pop in and say hello and let you guys know that I'm still around. I'm just trying to get through these death piles, and I also have some other little hobbies that I've been giving my time to. I do enjoy reselling and reselling videos, but sometimes I just get tired of them, and one day I'd like to work on something else, maybe some true crime stuff or some kind of travel or food videos. I think that stuff would make me happy, but you know, I'm going to pop in from time to time and show you guys what I'm finding. Anyway, guys, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. If you enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you next time.